Hi guys, welcome to my channel Confessions of a Gaming Mum. So you're actually watching a video that was filmed over a week into the potty training, but unfortunately I somehow deleted day one of potty training, which was obviously how I was going to start this video. So after swearing at myself and kicking myself and just swearing a lot in general, I've decided I'm just going to do a bit of a summary on our potty training first day, so to speak. So the method we're using for potty training is it's a book called Oh Crap Potty Training. I can't think of the name of the author, but I'll put a picture here so you can see who it is. And it's a very good book to read, very entertaining, and the way she talks about it, she's basically a potty training expert. She's been potty training or helping mums to potty train their kids for like 20 years or something. And the way she does it is in blocks. So the first block, so basically this can last for like from 1 up to 3 days, I think she says, or 4 days. Block 1 is basically where you just have a completely sort of throwing them in at the deep end, so to speak, like the poor toddlers, and where basically you leave them naked, so you literally just have to watch them like a hawk for those first few days. And if you start to see signs of them doing a wee, or if they start doing a wee or a poo on the floor, then you basically quickly rush them to the potty. So you always have the potty near to hand, but you have to keep a close eye on them, because then obviously they get the feeling of, oh, that's what I need to do. I need to do my business in the potty. So that's what the first 3 days or couple of days are about. And then you move on to block 2, which is currently what we're in, which is where you actually get them to wear trousers or just something that covers the nether regions, where it's like a nappy but it's not. So then they've got to obviously figure out that trigger even earlier, because obviously they have to not only just get to the potty and sit down, but they also have to take their trousers down, or piece of clothing, they have to pull it down to then sit on the potty. So that's basically the whole thing of it. And also it teaches them the whole thing of not everything they wear on their nether regions is a nappy. So when they do have accidents, it won't feel as comfortable as a nappy did. So yeah, so that's kind of like the gist of where we are at the moment. So our first day of potty training was quite stressful. We'd basically taken up all our rugs. I mean, we only had 2 really. We have one in the corridor in the hallway, and one the coffee table was on, so took them up. Took all the cushions off the sofas, because he likes to sit on the sofa, and laid a load of towels down as well. And yeah, basically we got him to wave goodbye to all the cloth nappies that were downstairs in a little laundry bag, so he waved bye-bye to them. And he hasn't worn one since, I'll just point out. But yeah, so he waved bye-bye to them. We took all the nappies, like disposable, because normally he sleeps in a disposable, because he does such big wheeze during the night that the cloth nappies weren't able to hold them. So yeah, so we took all the nappies out of sight, all his nappy cream, it's all gone. The only thing we kept downstairs was his wipes, baby wipes. But we use them when he's like eating as well, and different things like that. But obviously we wanted them in case there was any accidents. So so the first 2 wees were on the floor. The first one, it was basically, I think he was playing, and then he kind of like oh, sort of thing, and realised then that he was weeing. I know she says in the book, you don't chastise your child, but then you don't say it's okay, because if you say it's okay, with toddlers, they have a very black and white mentality. So if you tell them it's okay that they weed on the floor, then they're like, oh, it's okay for me to wee on the floor, so they'll just keep doing it. So you just have to say to them, oh no, just make sure it goes in the potty next time, sort of thing. Roundabout. So that's where we're like, oh no, you've weed on the floor, we'll make sure we get it in the potty next time, sort of thing. So we cleaned it up and everything. and we're getting on like just watching him like a hawk. And then the second wee came just as he was like, you could see something went right because he was like really uncomfortable in terms of like, because I was trying to, because he was still in his pajama top, but I wanted to get him in his day top. So I was trying to, I took it off him so he was completely naked, and he really didn't like it. So I put his top on. I was like, it's okay, I'm not going to leave you completely naked. I'm going to put your t-shirt on. Put his t-shirt on, and then he started pulling at the trousers that are on the sofa next to me, like really pulling on them. And I was like, no, you're not wearing trousers. You're just walking around with your t-shirt on. And literally, as I was saying that, he then weed on the floor, and he was quite upset because he obviously felt like he needed something to wee in. So he did it again on the floor. Again, we did the whole thing of trying to move him to the potty in time, but obviously by the time we'd got him to the potty, he'd weed everywhere. So, so yeah, so we were getting quite stressed at that point because we were like, we're just missing the cues, we're not seeing them. But luckily the next two we actually got in time, because he did this thing of like standing there and like touching his crotch area and sort of like as if he didn't know what to do. So we managed to quickly get him on the potty for the next two wees. There might have been a little bit of dribble that came out, but so he did the first wee on the potty, and he looked just really confused, as if to say like, this doesn't really feel right. But then he stood up, because obviously the potty sings when you do it, when he does a wee, and he was kind of like, I don't understand what's going on. He just looked really confused, like this, it felt wrong. And then he stood up and looked in the potty, and because we were like, yeah, you did a wee on the potty, that's great, and like making a real big song and dance about it. And then he looked in and he was like, oh, I did that. And then we gave him a bit of tissue and we said like, wipe your penis, and then put it in the potty, and he did that, and he was just like, look what I did. He was just like, I did a wee, sort of thing. He was like really excited about it. And we were like, yeah, you did, good, great going, and everything, like really praising him up. So we showed him where you pour it into the toilet, like into our little loo. So we showed him that, how you do that, and then we got him to wash his hands as well, and he was just like super excited. He was like, yeah, this is great fun. So then obviously he was so sort of psyched up after doing that he then did his next wee in the potty as well, which was great. So again, we were like, yeah, good job, everything like that. So so that was that. And I know he did like his next wee, or his next two wees, he didn't get in the potty, but my husband was watching him at the time. I was elsewhere, so I can't actually remember what happened. I think it was a thing of like he was playing and then he just didn't get to the potty in time. So so was that. She also says in the book that on those first few days you might not actually get a poo, because toddlers can be a bit apprehensive in terms of, like, if you think about it, they've been in a nappy their entire lives. I mean, it's a short life that they've had, but it's all they've known. So the fact that they've got like like air on, like a breeze blowing on their bum, it just doesn't feel right. So it might make them a bit, not constipated, but just not wanting to go to do a poo. So so yeah, so you can sometimes have that. So I wasn't expecting a poo that day, but it was in the evening. I think we just had dinner. My husband had gone to do something, I can't remember what, and Bubs was sat on the sofa happily playing, and we were all happy because obviously he'd done more wees, and like pretty much from after the next two accidents from then on he'd been going constantly on the potty to do a wee, so he was doing really well. So we'd started to relax a bit in terms of getting used to the fact that, yeah, he's got this, he knows what he's doing, sort of thing, but we'll just still keep an eye on him. And he was sat on the sofa, and then as he was climbing off the sofa, I'd literally turned away for like a split second, and I'd looked back and he'd climbed off the sofa, but as he climbed off the sofa he did a poo, so it was all over the sofa. But luckily, because I put towels down, obviously it didn't go on the sofa, it just went on the towel, so we were able to pick it up, throw that down the toilet, and wipe the towel down. And again, we said to him, that's like, we know it's your first experience of that, but that needs to go in the potty. It doesn't go on the sofa, it doesn't go on the floor, it goes in the potty. But he just looked very confused and a little upset about it. But so it wasn't really the best end to the first day. But I think what we did then is, like, before we got him ready for bed, because he's still in nappies during the night, because we're going to leave night training until he's got a better idea of what to do during the day. I mean, like I said, wees are really good, but poo still needs to get a hold on. So so yeah, so what we do before we put him in a nappy and get him ready for bed is we get him to go one more time on the potty, and he successfully did a wee on the potty. So so then yeah, when we just put him in his nappy and sent him off to bed, and he was absolutely exhausted, I think, after day one. So so yeah, so he didn't take long to go off to sleep. But I probably should have warned at the beginning of this that this video is probably going to be a bit TMI, because it's all about the first 3 days of potty training. So you have been warned in case you just don't want to know. So yeah, on that note, seeing as I've now got up to date with day one, it would have been much better if I'd actually not deleted day one's footage, because then it would have been a lot more raw and probably a lot more detail. But although you might not want that. But yeah, that's the gist of day one for us. So the rest of the footage I managed to not delete, so you'll be able to see that from now. Good morning everyone. So it's Sunday, day 2 of the potty training. And as the book I'm reading says, day 2 tends to be a lot harder than day 1, because the appeal of the potty is wearing off and it's not so fun anymore. So currently we're still waiting for Bubs to do a wee or a poo on the potty. Keep asking, keep seeing if he wants to go, and he just keeps saying no. I mean, there hasn't been any accident, so it's maybe he just doesn't want to go. I mean, when we think about yesterday morning, he did wee quite a lot, but then he did have quite a lot of juice in the morning. Normally he doesn't ask, but seeing as he asked at breakfast yesterday for a juice, we gave him a Capri Sun juice box thing. And yeah, and he weed quite a bit after that. This morning he didn't ask, and so we didn't give him one. So that might be the reason why he's not weed at all this morning, since we've taken the nappy off. Because basically we woke up this morning, or we woke up at 7:30. We went downstairs at probably about 8:30. So he had his breakfast around then, and then as soon as he had his breakfast, we brought him up, brushed his teeth, and yeah, brushed his teeth, and then basically we took his nappy off, and he's basically been without a nappy for the last 2.5 hours. And yeah, there's still no sign of anything, but he'll be having lunch about 12, so I'll see if I can get him on the potty before lunch, just to make sure he's definitely not holding it. And then at lunch I'll give him a juice, so so hopefully something will happen. I've literally just done my exercises. Well, I had a shower, did my exercises, and that I'm getting a little bit quicker with them, which is good. So it was about 45 minutes rather than an hour this morning. It probably helps as well doing them in the morning rather than the evening when I'm really tired. So so that was good. And yeah, I feel like I'm getting really strong with some of them as well. So again, that's really good. I won't be able to do them again, I think, until Wednesday, but hopefully then after that I can get into a routine of doing them every other day. And I'd rather do them on the day when I'm not running, just because of obviously time that my husband has to be able to watch Bubs while I do it. So so yeah, so that's that ticked off. I now need to put on our last nappy wash that hopefully we'll be doing until possibly baby 2. So so yeah, so feels weird not having to do a nappy wash anymore. But what I'm planning on doing is, obviously, hopefully if the day goes okay with the potty training, in terms of he remembers to sit on the potty when he needs a wee and stuff, tomorrow will be him wearing trousers without a nappy. So the days when I would be washing his nappies, I will most likely be washing the trousers that he's going to be doing accidents in. So so yeah, so from washing one thing to something different. So But yeah, we just have to see how today goes, because yeah, he's been very reluctant at the moment, so we just have to see. He's been very stubborn, don't know where he gets it from. But anyway, yeah, need to go and do an nappy wash, so, and then have lunch. And then I'll be doing my live stream, so yeah. Okay, so just a little break from all the potty talk and the poo and the pee talk by doing a shopping haul, because we had our shopping delivered today. So back to normal in terms of the sort of food that we're ordering, as well as the fact that we're now able to get back to being online shops, because obviously all the slots aren't taken now for Christmas. So yeah, this is relatively normal stuff that we get, so you can get an idea of what we get each week. It doesn't really change that much, but obviously it depends on what we run out of and things like that. So yeah, let's have a look. Okay, so we'll start over here in terms of these are the crisps that we eat. Boring as usual, but they are vegan. I think, yes, they're vegan friendly. So yeah, we get them. They're cheap. They're nice as well when you think how cheap they are, so yeah, we get those. Bubs doesn't eat these all the time, but they're just nice to have in the cupboard, and obviously he's run out now, so I just like to have them in case of emergency. Obviously I eat my eggs for breakfast, boiled eggs for breakfast, because I'm trying to up the amount of protein. Well, that's what I'll be doing now that Christmas is over, because I've been eating so much bread and everything, so it's back to boiled eggs for breakfast for me. We got some almond butter, because my husband's going to try and make his oat bars that he used to have each week, because he hasn't had them for, well, since before Crete now, quite a few months. So yeah, we still have a tub in there, but it's probably gone manky by now because of the amount of time that it's been left in there open. So yes, we had to buy a new one of those. Bananas, Bubs has been asking for these all day, and we had completely run out, so it's nice to have them, although they're a bit green. So I don't know if he'll be having one of those today, but we'll see. I got Kingsmill 50/50 because I love this bread. It's nice and soft and keeps really well. We're trying this, seeing as we found out we can get vegan washing up liquid, so we're trying this one. I don't know if it's Tesco's own, or like the company's called Method, so I don't know if they're just exclusive to Tesco. But yeah, so it's plant-based. It's like minimal sort of impact on the environment and stuff. So yeah, we're going to give this one a go, because we've been using one we bought randomly in M&S, which was vegan, and we really liked it. So we thought we'll give this one a go and see what we think. No, we used to use like Fairy Liquid that we used to get in like bulk, but we think Fairy isn't vegan or good for the environment, so we're just trying to see what alternatives we can find. You know, we got my husband's crumpets that he has for his lunch, again vegan. We've got our fresh veg, carrots, onion. I've already got celery in the fridge. Orange that goes in my husband's oat bars. I got some British red potatoes, because I find they're just so much creamier to make mashed potato with, so I absolutely love those red potatoes. Lemons for me, for my lemon water when I go running. I've got some easy peelers, some clementines for Bubs, because obviously he's still absolutely loving them. Got some chips because we'd run out. Naked Glory sausages and burgers, because we absolutely love them. I go through them like every week, so yeah, those are there. I've decided that I'm going to drink the rest of my Desperona, because I've only got like half the bottle left from Christmas, and this is why I have it with cranberry juice, so I want to try and get that finished, so I've just bought some extra cranberry juice to have with it. We've got Bubs growing up milk that he has with his cereal every morning, barista milks, which we have in our coffees, and we've got some lovely whole fat Oatly milk, because yeah, just can't get any better in your tea. And we bought these. They didn't have their usual ones that they have, but Bubs loves his raisins. Now he's gone back to being obsessed with having these. He's had at least 2 boxes today, and I think they're meant to be quite good for your constitution, so I don't mind encouraging him to have some. But these were the only ones they had, so we're going to give them a go, and hopefully they'll last until we get shopping next week. And over here we have our cheese. They didn't have the extra mature that Bubs normally has, so we just had to get mature. He has that on his beans on toast. This is my chicken fillets, which I have for my lunch, again, just because I'm trying to up the protein and try and bring my calories down. I mean, if there's any way that I can find like a vegan alternative that just ups my protein and less carbs and calories, then obviously I'm all for it. But yeah, at the moment this seems to be the only thing that keeps me, one, full, and two, my calories down as well as my protein up. So, but that's what I'm working on this year, is just to try and figure out what's best for my own sort of digestive system, my stomach, everything. So yeah, starting in a bad way, but you know, needs must at the moment right now. And because I'm live streaming, like I've said before, I don't like cooking right after I've done a live stream. So we've got some ready meals. So for me today, I'm going to have a fish pie because I just want some like lovely comforting food. Bubs has got cottage pie, and my husband has bought the bloody meal that I always, whenever he has it, it always gives me food envy. And I really, really, really want to learn how to make this because it smells amazing. The potatoes are absolutely gorgeous, and yeah, it's just the most amazing meal. Again, if you're trying for January and you shop at Tesco, get this, because this will just convert you so much to vegan curries. It is absolutely just so good. So yeah, highly recommend that. But anyway, that's our shop. I think that came to, I think it was like £57 for all this. And so there's nothing really out of the ordinary of what we normally get, other than I guess the washing up liquid. The almond butter, as you can imagine, is really expensive, so we don't buy that all the time. I think we get that through that once every 3 to 4 weeks. And yeah, the cranberry juice, but other than that, everything else is what we would normally buy. So yeah, you get an idea of what we go through. Hope that was enlightening for you. Hi guys, so I couldn't say beforehand what I was doing, but I've just done a 2-hour live stream of Immortals Fenyx Rising, and I think that's actually going to be my last live stream of Immortals Fenyx Rising. Hopefully I can get back to playing it once I finish Assassin's Creed, but as like just for my YouTube channel rather than also live streaming it as well. So so what I'm actually going to do, because I'm going to try on Wednesday to do an extra stream, so I've added it to my schedule now, so hopefully I can stick to it, where I'm going to live stream Tomb Raider 2. So, because yeah, it's just after all the news we've been getting lately about the Tomb Raider Anniversary Edition, which is from the the game that we thought was lost to time, lost to the archive sort of thing, because the underhanded deeds of Crystal Dynamics meant that the Core Designs version of or their anniversary edition of the original Tomb Raider game never got released. But a good friend of ours, Ash, managed to get the files for like basically what was actually left of the game, what was actually done of the game, because obviously it wasn't finished because it didn't get greenlit. So it's insane that in the last, he released it on the 31st, basically New Year's Eve, and in the last few days people, like, what the fans have done is insane. Like, before it was just a bunch of files, now it's actually playable. I think someone's actually been able to get multiplayer working on it. So yeah, it's just absolutely insane. So seeing so much goodness and like all this love for classic Tomb Raider at the moment, it's really wanted me to get back into playing classic Tomb Raider again. So obviously I can't go and play the anniversary edition because it's not really playable like a game would be playable. So I think there's like bits and pieces you can do. So, and I'm a bit dyslexic when it comes to things like that. I wouldn't know what to do with it. So I'm going to just watch what other people and admire what other people are doing with it until there will be like a workable game that I can then play. So then I'll live stream it for the channels. But I think that's a good few months off yet. But I'm willing to wait. I don't mind. So yeah, so in the meantime, I'm going to live stream Tomb Raider 2 because that's the closest I can get to it. So, so yeah, hopefully I can start that on Wednesday. I have to get my husband to make sure it actually works. So he managed to get the first one to work, so now we can see if he can get the second one to work. So hopefully, yeah, he can. But anyway, I am absolutely starving, so I'm going to go downstairs and see how Bubs is doing with his potty training. I think my husband has messaged me to say he's weed a lot. Whether it's in the potty or not, I don't know, but I can confirm for you later. But yeah, I just need to get the oven on so I can get my dinner on, because even though they're microwave meals, mine needs to be done in the oven because it's fish pie. So yeah, so I have to wait a little bit longer for mine. Oh well, I don't mind. So I will speak to you later, probably. So it's 9:15. Bubs has had a successful bath, no accidents. I'm really pleased. So pretty much every single one of his wees today has gone in his potty, apart from that one incident we had this morning. He's had a few dribbles, like where he's got off the potty a bit too quick because he wants to see what he's done in the potty, so he's not finished before he stands up. But like I said, it's only little dribbles, or like what we can just wipe up, so that's fine. Other than the one poo he did this morning, which ended up on the floor, he's not done any more poos. He did fart a lot after dinner, so we were kind of on edge waiting for him to do a poo, but he still didn't do one. Then we were even more on edge when he was in the bath, expecting him to do a poo in the bath, because obviously with the warm water and everything we thought it might happen, but nothing of the sort. So so we just have to wait to see what tomorrow brings. But as far as we're concerned, he is really good now with knowing when he needs to go a wee, at least. Obviously not so much with poo, but according to the book that I'm reading, I'm pretty sure we can move on to stage 2 now, which is basically where he can wear trousers but without a nappy. So he gets that privacy back, he gets the feeling of material on his skin like he would with a nappy, but obviously he doesn't have the security of being able to go to the toilet in the trousers. So obviously I'm expecting a lot of accidents tomorrow and the coming days, to be honest. So so yeah, we'll just see how he gets on. I think my main thing is just making sure he's comfortable enough in order to pull down his trousers as well as sitting on the potty at the same time, because obviously at the moment he's very comfortable being able to sit on the potty without his trousers on. But yeah, I have a feeling it might be a bit difficult for him to pull his trousers down and go away at the same time. So yeah, but apparently I think this stage will last a good couple of weeks anyway. So it's because this is basically, yeah, just teaching him how to wear clothes with like, because like she said, if you do stage 1 too many days, then it gets the whole thing of like kids can only go to the toilet when they're naked or something along that line. So so obviously it's worth potty training when they're actually in clothes as well. So so yeah, I think that's the next step. So this is going to be the messier one, I think, because there's going to be a lot of accidents I can see in the trousers, but just a matter of taking each day as it comes, I guess. And I think he's learning really well, actually. So it's just the poo thing we have to get down. I think he's still he's recognizing the urge of needing to go a poo, but he's not recognizing it soon enough. So he's recognizing it too late. So literally just as he's about to poo, that's when he recognizes it. So so hopefully that will come with time, that he'll soon learn what that urge is when he needs to go to the toilet. So but yeah, that's why we think this is probably the perfect month for us to really be teaching him, because obviously in tier 4 we've got no real obligations, no commitments or anything. Well, the only thing we've got this month is his classes, which start up soon, so I'll have to figure out when that is. I don't think it's this week, I think it's next week they start. I'll have to look, like mid-January I think. So it's like absolutely pissing it down outside, it's really loud. Yeah, so he's got his classes that he goes back to, so I'm hoping by the time they come round that he'll, because they're a 45-minute class, so it's a lot of time for him to not be somewhere where he can go to the potty. So so yeah, so hopefully that'll be okay. But yeah, other than them, we've then also got, he's got his two-year-old assessment, which again is about 45 minutes. So he's got that, but that's at the end of the month. That's the 21st of January. And also I've got my physio appointment, but he doesn't necessarily have to come along to that. I can drive myself there if need be. It's just my husband likes for us to go out and like give Bubs a drive. But I'm hoping by that point that we're actually going back out for walks. I feel really bad because he keeps asking about going on walks. He doesn't seem to be that bothered, I think, because he's quite tired with all the with like all this concentration he's doing on like learning how to use the potty and stuff. I think it's just wiping him out, so I don't think he's bothered too much about going for a walk. But yeah, I would like, because obviously I want to be able to get out of the house as well. I'm going a bit stir crazy, so yeah, hopefully we can start getting out of the house soon. But yeah, we just have to see how he gets on. So anyway, gonna call it a night. I just have to edit my Assassin's Creed video for tomorrow. Hopefully it won't take me too long. And then I can just enjoy the rest of our evening. And then it's my husband's first day back at work tomorrow. It's gonna suck. I've been used to him not having to do any work and just help me out with stuff. So yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Hi guys, so it's day 3 of the potty training. So I got it wrong in terms of, I thought today we could move on to step 2, which is him in trousers with no nappy. But unfortunately, because he hasn't done a poo in the potty, I have to wait until he's done a poo in the potty, because it said that you've finished block 1 or stage 1 when they've done a pee and a poo in the potty, not a pee or a poo in the potty. It has to be both. So today I am concentrating on trying to get him to poo in the potty. So anytime I see any sign of him wanting to poo, I'm literally just going to be on him like a like a rash. So yeah, so today should be interesting. I really hope we get to do it, because it's meant to be 1 to 3 days for the first stage. And I do think he's there in terms of, he knows he needs to go to the potty to do the poo, but I think he's realising it too late. So that's why he's having the accident. And the problem is, he normally poos like 3 times a day in a nappy. But she said what tends to happen when you potty train, they start to poo less, so they start to poo only once a day. And I think that's what's happened, because like yesterday he only pooed once, and that's when he had the accident on the floor. And the day before that he'd pooed twice, but the first poo was in his nappy. So, you alright? You want some raisins? I'll get you some raisins in a minute. So yeah, I'm hoping today is the day that we get a poo in the potty. We'll see. This is what my life has become. But anyway, I'll update you later when something happens, if something happens. So today we've had a very successful day with potty training. I was very, very happy. Spent most of the day anxious though. Because after lunch, well through lunch, Bubs got really fidgety in his seat while he was eating his lunch. So I asked him if he needed to go away. He didn't really say anything, but he was still like really fidgeting. So I sat him on his potty and he did a wee straight away. So obviously learning the signs, which is good. But every single wee today, he has gone on the potty unprompted, completely on his own. So that was really good. He's really like nailed it so far. But then after lunch he started farting a lot. And what was good was the fact that he was sitting on the potty to do the fart. So obviously he's learning the fact that obviously he feels like he's needing to do something, so he sits on the potty to do it. But the smell, obviously the nappies have been hiding how toxic his nappies are. So yeah, so now we have to deal with how toxic his farts are. Oh, it was vile. So yeah, but because he was doing that, I was super sort of like attentive and just watching every move he made, because I was thinking any minute now he's going to do a poo on the floor and I'm not going to catch it. So yeah, so I was super apprehensive. And then literally it was just, as my back was turned, I was doing a bit of tidying up or whatever. And then, so it must have been about 4 o'clock, I think. So yeah, I turned round and he was sitting on the potty, big smile on his face, started singing, and he stood up and there was a poo in the toilet. I was like, oh my god, I'm so pleased. It was like the best thing ever. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. So and you can tell because like he smiled afterwards, but at that point he looked really confused, like really serious as he was doing it, as in like, this doesn't feel right. So but yeah, afterwards he's kind of like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do, and he was like really sort of pleased with himself because we were like, yeah, this is great. And like really like hyping him up about it. So he was like, oh yeah, it's good, I did good. So so yeah, that was quite funny. So obviously took him to flush it down the toilet and everything, washed his hands and stuff. And so we did have one kind of accident today, and what it is Bubs got this thing at the moment where he gets so excited at the fact that he's done something on the potty that he stands up really quickly. Obviously that's fine with the wee, you get a little like dribble or something on the seat, but obviously with a poo it's a bit different. So obviously he'd done the poo. This is his second poo that he did, by the way. This isn't the first poo, this is the second one. So he did 2 poos today. So the second one, I know it's a TMI, but you know, get used to it. So the second poo, obviously he did it, really serious, concentrating face. And then he stood up really quickly, and obviously the poo had not fallen into the potty. So as he stood up, he obviously took it with him, and then it dropped onto the side of the toilet and onto the floor, and then he kind of jumped back because everyone was like, oh no, sort of thing. And he ran away, and a little bit then just kind of sprayed on the floor. So he had a little bit to clear up, but you can see he was a bit kind of like, oh, what's going on, I didn't mean to do that. Oh. So I think he felt really bad about the fact that he kind of failed his second poo, but he got over it quickly, it was fine. But yeah, that's really good because obviously it just shows that he's got those triggers now. He knows when he needs to go on the toilet, so I'm so pleased. So yeah, it means now tomorrow we can go on to step 2, which is what I was planning to do today, but yeah, we've clarified that now that he can do a poo on the potty. So tomorrow he gets to wear trousers without a nappy. So he'll learn to, I think it's more a thing of, one, he'll learn to the fact that he still needs to go to the potty even when he's got sort of something covering his privates, because obviously he'll feel it like run down his legs and stuff, so it'll be really uncomfortable anyway. Then it will be the fact that he's then got to learn to obviously pull his trousers down to go to the toilet, which also means that he has to recognise the urge to go a lot sooner, because obviously he needs to be able to get to the potty and then pull his trousers down. And basically in this stage, it's we're basically going to probably stay in this stage for like 3 weeks. I think she says it's about 3 weeks, and then basically what it is obviously that time when he'll recognise the urge will get longer and longer. So obviously it won't be like 5 minutes or whatever, but it will be like he'll be able to then tell us when he needs to go and stuff, so he can be playing and then not have to go instantly, but as long as he gets to the toilet in time. So what we'll be able to do is then be able to actually go out for like a walk around the block. Then we'll be able to and after that then we can go out for longer periods of time, so go for a longer walk and things like that. So yeah, so that's the stage that we're going to be in next. So and then it's stages of like going for a drive, going out for the day and things like that. So I think by the end of the month, I think they say that he should be like fully potty trained, I think. So but obviously we got the news today about the fact that England, as of midnight tonight, goes into full national lockdown. So I mean, we were in tier 4 anyway, so that didn't really make much difference to us personally, because I think the only real thing it's confirmed is that that schools are now closed, basically, and I think it's like you can't have any indoor gatherings or any like indoor activities, and you can't meet people outside. You only can go out for like exercise and essentials like shopping, and if you have any like medical appointments and stuff like that. So yeah, that kind of helps in the fact that it means we won't have any commitments that we have to stick to. The only thing I will have to do is obviously I have to go and see my nan to give her food and stuff. So they're the only commitments I'll have, but I'm thinking my sister might go and see her this weekend maybe. I don't know. I have to make arrangements with her. But yeah, I'm assuming because originally we heard from Bubs' sensory class that he was going to start next Tuesday, because he didn't go in November obviously because we were in Crete and we missed out on December. So so we were hoping for him to do January, which would start next week, but that will most likely be cancelled now. And yeah, and I was thinking about it, and he hasn't been to his swim classes for like nearly a year now. So so I do feel really bad because obviously he's missing out on all these classes, but at least it means, like I said, we don't really have any commitments or stresses for him to get his potty training sorted. So then hopefully by the time we come out of lockdown, because they're saying they think it's going to be after February half term, which is basically like late end of February, so we can probably be in this for 6 weeks. So yeah, at least it means that by then he'll be fully potty trained, so we're able to make the most of being able to do things. Hopefully we'll be able to do things. And yeah, so it means we're using this time appropriately, if you can even really say that, because yeah, it's going to be that, yeah, we'll come out of this and we don't have to worry about potty training him and things like that, so we won't have to spend any more time indoors because we're done, we're dusted. So that's why I'm trying to look on the positive side of the fact that this is going to be a productive lockdown for us at least. So I just feel really bad for like my friends who live by themselves and obviously can't really do anything. It's just, I mean, I hate it personally in terms of obviously being stuck indoors and not being able to do anything, but I'm kind of used to it now, in terms of with having Bubs and stuff. I mean, it's frustrating because it just feels like a whole other life when I think of like before lockdown, how every Saturday my husband used to take Bubs to a soft play just so we could get out, mix with other kids and just burn off a load of energy. And yeah, now that's nearly a year ago. It's crazy, it's insane. I do worry that he's missed out on a lot of social development at his age, but he doesn't really show it. But then you're not going to really notice it, are you? Because we don't really know what to compare it to. But yeah, I'm just glad his potty training's going well, so at least that's one thing. And then hopefully when lockdown's over, we can look at getting him into nursery or daycare, so we can do like one day at daycare, which frees up things I can do during the day and stuff. So, but yeah, I'm trying to stay positive about this. I just feel bad for my friends who have no choice in the matter, have no one that they can, like when they're on their own and stuff. It just really sucks. And I miss my friends. I really do miss my friends. I think that's the one big thing for me. I think I'm just trying to get my head down and just concentrate on keeping Bubs happy and just getting through day to day. But yeah, I just really, really miss my friends when I think about it. And I'm going to miss my family as well, because obviously my mum and dad fly out on Thursday, so hoping their flight doesn't get cancelled, because they had their test today, their COVID test, so they'll get their results soon. And they said it weren't as bad as they thought it was going to be. They were dreading it, but they said it was okay. They didn't gag, but they just said it just felt really weird when it went up their nose. It made their eyes water a bit. But yeah, so we've got to wait to see what that comes back with, and then obviously just see, hopefully, that their flight still goes. So, but anyway, I will leave it at that, and let's just see how stage 2 goes tomorrow. Good morning, guys. Don't I look a sight this morning? So yeah, it's Tuesday the 5th of January 2021. First day of national lockdown in England. Obviously I'm still allowed to go exercising as long as it's within reasonable distance of the house, and it takes me less than 5 minutes to get here, so it's pretty reasonable. And there's no one here either, especially because it's cold and miserable today. It's really cold and miserable, like absolutely freezing. And then as I was running back, so I was like halfway through my run, it started absolutely pissing it down. So yay. But it's funny, I think since they announced a national lockdown, I've seen a lot more runners out and about. And because we've got the like the camera on our doorbell, it picks up people running past the house, and it's like constantly runners running past the house now. Yeah. Oh, there's like a big steamer because I'm right by the river, so I can see. Yeah, I think it's a steamer. Oh, I don't know what it is. A ferry. I'll just it's a ferry going down the river. The biggest boat I've seen since visiting up here. Anyway, yeah, so first run of the year, because I want to really start now. I'm fed up of being fat. I'm fed up of being unhealthy, and I think I have Melanie Mac to thank for making me kick my own ass and start just really like bucking my ideas up. I mean, technically we still have Christmas food left, so I'm still going to be eating the Christmas food, but I'm going to start with the exercises. So I need to push myself to do my physio exercises now. And I do feel, and I noticed it last time, even though I'm meant to do it every other day, but I left it like 3 days because there was like some reason I couldn't do it. I can't remember why, but I couldn't do it every other day. But so I left it 3 days, but I did it, and I could notice a difference in my strength and how much I could actually do. So it really does make a difference. So I really want to start making sure I do it every other day. I'm going to do it on the days that I don't run, because obviously I need to be able to make sure that my husband can watch Bubs while I go off and do it. So and obviously it's not fair on him, because he watches him when I go for a run, and then for me to then also come back and then do the exercises for like 45 minutes. Yeah, it's just not fair. So yeah, so I'm going to do it on the days that I don't run, and then that proves to be like every other day pretty much. But I really want to start getting back into strength exercises. Like I said, I see Mel's workout videos, and I'm just like, I miss that burn. I miss like the strain of like pushing my muscles to sort of like to the brink sort of thing, and that ache that you get the next day. I really miss it. So yeah, I want to be able to get to that point with my ab muscles that I am actually able to do that, and I'm confident enough that I will be able to do it this year. So I mean, even maybe in the next couple of months. I've got my next physio appointment at the end of the month. I'm hoping that we'll still be able to go on under national lockdown. I'm not sure. I might email her and ask, but I think because it's medical, it should be able to, because I think that's one of the rules. But yeah, I'll have to check. But yeah, so that's my goal. I want to be able to get back into strength exercises. My ultimate goal, I think I've probably said this before, but for those of you that weren't aware, to get back into, like, my ultimate goal is to get back into pole fitness, because that like requires so much core strength. But when I did it before, I did it like over 10 years ago now. I absolutely loved it. I was obsessed with it. I absolutely like loved going to every single class. There was great people in that class. I had a great teacher. I bought myself a pole. I had a pole up in my flat. And it was the fittest I'd ever been in my life, because it just required me to have so much strength. It required me to be fit and healthy, even though I was still eating what I want. I just had so much strength, and I really missed that. And I was never able to get that back, because our teacher kind of just disappeared one day. She just decided she'd had enough, and I was never able to find a decent class nearby. I took up like Les Mills classes, if anyone knows them. They do like strength and stuff, like all weights and things, and boot camp and stuff. So I did a few of their classes at the gym, but it just was nowhere near as good. So like when I was getting in shape for our wedding, I just didn't feel like it gave me the workout that I got when I was doing pole fitness. So I'd love to do those sort of classes again, because they were fun, because I love the music and stuff. But I think, yeah, my ultimate goal is to get back into pole fitness. So I think I've got the idea in my head that I might sell my pole that I've got, because it's one that you have to put indoors, and I've got nowhere to put it indoors. And I'm thinking of getting an aerial, on a freestanding pole, not aerial pole, a freestanding pole, so then I can put it up in the garden. And then obviously I won't be able to do it in the winter, but at least in the summer months I'm able to get it up and actually practice. Well, the thing is, I can take it anywhere. I can, like, because I know a friend of mine
loves pole as well, so I could always like take it to hers when lockdown's over and do stuff like that. But obviously by the time I'm able to afford to buy the pole, because they're normally about 300 quid, I think, yeah, before, like, by the time I'm able to buy it, it probably will be end of national lockdown anyway. So but yeah, that's my current goal. Back to today. It was, yeah, really cold and miserable. My feet don't feel as bad as they did the other day, although coming towards the end of the run, on my left foot, the toe next to my big toe really started to pinch, to the point it felt like I'd had my ingrown toenail come back. So I don't know if it's still because the shoes are pinching a bit on my toes, I don't know, but they feel a lot better than they did the other day. So I do think either they're stretching or it's just I'm in better socks than I was last time. I don't know, but yeah, it felt a lot better. Didn't have the pain in my calf muscles anymore. I did have a little bit of tightness in my shins, but they weren't shin splints, like they didn't stop me from running. I only did 4 kilometers. Again, I'm just taking it easy because I've been away from running for quite a long time, and obviously I put on a lot of weight. I don't really want to try and push myself to do 5 kilometers. I want to work up to it. So hopefully it won't take me long if I'm able to do a run every other day. So we'll just see. But yeah, I better hurry up and head home, because obviously we're potty training Bubs, and I think my husband's struggling with him this morning. He's just not wanting to do anything my husband wants. So so yeah, I better go and rescue my husband. See you at home.
Hi guys, so it's 2:30. So today, since getting home, Bubs has put up a lot of resistance to sitting on the potty in his trousers. When we put them on first thing this morning, yeah, he looked very confused and was not happy about the fact that he was wearing, I think it's fine wearing trousers, but obviously because he's been sort of running free the last few days, it's getting used to having something on his bottom half, but also the fact that he has no nappy under the trousers, so I can imagine that does feel very weird. So yes, so he's not actually gone to the potty today unprompted. I've had to put him on there twice, and both times he kicked off massively. Because obviously when you go to sit him down, he's fine sitting down, but because then you have to pull down his trousers, and he just does not like it. He either has to have his trousers up, like properly, or they have to be off. He can't have like the medium, like them around his ankles. He just can't, he just doesn't like it. He's not used to it, so he doesn't like it. So that's been a bit of a struggle. He managed to do a wee this morning while my husband was in a meeting upstairs. So we've made a big fuss and everything, and he was quite happy about it. And then just after lunch, again, I made him sit on the potty because he's just not bothered to try and go near it at all. So I sat him on the potty, and he sat there for probably about 5 minutes, and he did a little wee, but he did a poo as well. But you could, because I could tell from his face, I think he was quite serious and like confused. So, and he slowly got up, obviously learning from yesterday where the poo fell on the floor. So he slowly got up, and yes, he'd done a poo. And we made a big fuss about it. And I still think, like, when he gets off the toilet from doing a poo, he's just, he doesn't really know what's happened. His face is kind of like, he's not elated like he is when he's done a pee. He's not proud of himself. It's kind of a just like, what was that? What did I just experience? It's like quite serious. But then obviously when we're like, so we're like, yeah, you did it and everything, and like, well done and everything. And then we say like to go and flush it down the toilet with daddy and stuff. And then he's kind of like, oh, okay. So then he gets kind of more into it. But unfortunately I came then upstairs to hoover and dust as well. Like, he's done his toilet, so therefore I can go away for 5 minutes to do something. Unfortunately, what I didn't clock on was the fact he'd only done a little bit of a wee, and normally with him what we're starting to learn is he'll do like a preemptive dribble of a wee before he lets the whole thing come out. So literally I went upstairs, was about to hoover, and I heard my husband go, oh, Bubs, and basically, yeah, he stood there apparently and just was like, just like weed all in his trousers. So when we sat him on the potty and reminded him, like, if you need to go a wee, this is where you have to go. You go on the toilet, you don't go in your trousers. So obviously we had to clean him up, put him some new trousers on. I've put the trousers in the wash because I had some things that needed washing anyway, so that's on. And yes, so I think that's going to be the way of it for a few days maybe. But I mean, that's it now. We're in this for the long haul in terms of like, because I read the book again in terms of what happens in stage 2. And stage 2 is basically going commando, so trousers and no pants, or no training pants, no nappy, for basically a month, give or take a week. Because and that's basically it now. So he has a whole month to get used to basically learn how to hold it, how to know that he needs to go to the potty when he wants to do a wee, and then he needs to pull down his trousers when he wants to go. So for the next 3 weeks at least, he's going to be going commando. But obviously over those 3 weeks, hopefully then he'll learn that he can hold it, he'll know how much warning he has. So then we might actually be able to go out and do a walk for like 5 minutes and then come back and different things like that. So that's where we are at the moment. But obviously until he's learned how to take his trousers down and go on the potty, like basically what he did yesterday, but unprompted, and do it by himself. So until then we can't really move over to the next part of stage 2, which is obviously being able to take him out of the house. So yeah, well, I think we're going to be going a little bit stir crazy. But we're in lockdown, so it's fine. Not as if we can go anywhere. So yeah, that's currently how things stand. I'm pretty sure there was something else I needed to say, but I can't remember what it was. So I'm just going to leave it at that for now, because I've been up here for a while now, so I need to go back to my husband and help him out. So yeah, I'll speak to you later. So I guess you could say that day 1 of stage 2 was a success. He only had 2 accidents in his trousers. Most of the time we were able to catch it. We've definitely nailed his I need a wee signals. He still doesn't really have any for needing a poo, so we're still trying to get that one down. But yeah, he's still not liking sitting on the potty when he's got his trousers on. I don't know what it is. I think it's just because he doesn't know how to take his trousers down, so he doesn't want to have to do it. He wants to be able to do it himself, but he can't, so he doesn't want to do it. I think that's the thing, because he's in that stage now where he wants to do everything for himself. So so yeah, I think he hates the fact he can't do it himself, so therefore he doesn't want to do it. But then as soon as you sit him down on the potty after all the kicking and screaming and he does something, he's really pleased with himself. So yeah, so we got a poo out of him today, and about 3 or 4 wees I think in the potty, and then 2 in his trousers. So yeah, it's not too bad, I guess. I just hope that it gets a little bit easier in terms of 1, him not fighting it, and 2, him actually clicking how he needs to take down his trousers to go on the toilet. So, but we'll see. Anyway, I remembered what I was going to say earlier, which was that I weighed myself before I had my shower, and I have gained a stone since August. So I've gained, in all, I think I've basically gained back all the weight that I'd lost last year. So this year, yeah, I definitely need to buck my ideas up and sort myself out. But hopefully that is going to be on the cards in terms of helping to strengthen my core, so then I can actually do some strength exercises and stuff, which will help with weight loss, because obviously cardio, like, you need to do more than just cardio. So I need to get some strength training in. Other than that, I tried for the first time tonight to make a lentil shepherd's pie. It turned out okay. I wouldn't really call it a shepherd's pie. If like someone was to hand that to me, I'd be like, that's not a shepherd's pie. But it was edible, so we all enjoyed it. Bubs really enjoyed it as well, which is good. So yeah, that was that. I can't think of anything else really. I think that's it. But tonight, I've got to, because I didn't have a chance to start yesterday, so I'm having to edit and upload my vlog for tomorrow, for Wednesday. I also have to make sure I can run Tomb Raider 2, because I'm going to be playing it for my live stream from tomorrow onwards, because obviously now I do an extra live stream on Wednesday, so yeah, I need to get it running for tomorrow, so no pressure. So hopefully I can get it to run. and then that's it. So yeah, I better get on with it because I've got a lot to do and not a lot of time to do it in. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. You can also follow me on social media, all the links will be down below. And on that note, I'll say I love you guys and I shall see you in the next video. Bye.